You fucker. Awesome. Good.
Well, it definitely helps when you press the record button. We figured that out, right? Podcasting. Hey, we're live now.
Hey, good looking. I'm on the radio.
Wait, what's that from? A commercial?
We'll be back to pick you up later, Mr. Microphone.
Oh, Mr. Microphone.
Hey, good looking. I'll be back to pick you up later. You too can have your voice on the radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Kowalo. So you're back.
For the third time.
We drug him in for a UFO podcast. I don't have to drag him in for that because Fred truly loves to be part of the UFO podcast here on.
I can't believe they did it without me.
Well, we had to.
I know, because I wasn't home for 6 months.
You did, but you were able to
Actually,
work it out.
I've been gone for longer than 6 months. I haven't done a UFO podcast since last October. Mm-hmm. So it's been a while.
Well, we've only done one since.
Well,
we've been kind of slowing down a little bit
because they had to. Because
there's a star was not here. But thanks to James Crue, by the way, for accommodating your tight schedule.
Yes.
And Julia Mulligan, our other cohort here, for accommodating your tight schedule. But we also, he shows up. He only has a limited amount of time here. He shows up. We do this awesome UFO podcast. And then I said to him, Fred, can you come back in a couple of days? We're going to do a one-on-one before you scoot out of town. And you gave me that resolute eye, like it's going to happen, but you gave me a little stern consternation there.
I did. No, that was
just a little bit.
That was like, what's in it for me? and I did get something.
Yeah, that's right. So before we even start, so because we've not addressed this on camera, but I'm talking. This is my third podcast today, folks. I'm kind of like wearing out here a little bit. We've never addressed it on camera, but we are relaunching Boogie Street clothing. It's been a long, arduous process. Printers have come and gone. We've got through the illegal entanglements, but we are marrying the shirts up, the campaigns up with the charity as well. So a certain stipend of money for each shirt sold will go to. We're leaning right now towards St. Jude. We're finalizing the details shortly, but the first two runs the Brutus shirt and the Old English script, which Fred's wearing. Those two, yes, there you go. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't even know where to go with that. But, so those were our two initial designs.
And these are going for homeless children in the rainforest that can't read, or was that the charity we're going to? Or?
Homeless? Wait, no. Those were children in the rainforest who need books.
Who need books, yeah.
I couldn't find that charity, Fred, surprisingly. I tried to look for it. I couldn't find it. It doesn't exist, I don't think. Man. But I'm excited because hundreds of people have asked over the past 5 or 7 years, like, what are we going to do? When are we going to put them back in production? And things just didn't line up. I wanted to do it, and I tried twice prior. It didn't work out. But I'm excited because it keeps Boogie Street alive in some weird little way.
Yeah.
But it's just cool. There's a demand for the shirts, and it's a throwback to the years we did it, right?
Man, I was in a bar the other day.
What's the odds, man?
And this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, man, are you Fred?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Are you Fred?
And this guy's like older than me, and so it's like a kid or like a fan or something like that. He goes, "I got your picture on my wall, man." He goes, "I bought a guitar from Boogie Street." He goes, "It's a picture of you setting up my guitar." And he goes, "Eric sent me the shirts and everything else." So at least we got the shirts,
It's amazing.
Again, this is something that happened 15 years ago, and it was a Nuno. It was a Nuno guitar.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, one of the white ones.
White or black?
It was a white one.
Black, yeah.
White. It was and he's like, "Man, I hung the guitars there, and I hung your picture beside setting it up." And he goes, but what he said was, "Eric sent me a couple shirts, so we're bringing the shirts back."
Yeah,
maybe next we'll bring back guitars.
We might, but it's just in a weird way. Anytime the clothing took off initially, we always gave a sizable amount of money to charity because I never felt, and justifiably so, I'm a capitalist. Fred's kind of not, but I am. That was always the yin and yang together, Boogie Street. But it wasn't that I didn't want to take the money. but it wasn't our core business. So I figured if we were blessed enough that people wanted our designs and logos, let's make them. But let's, because it's not our core business, let's take some of that money and let's put a campaign together. And that's what we did. And we're going to do that again. And I'm just curious to see what our sell-through is and to see if the interest is as high as it appears to be now. But I'm just, we're also going to have at ericmckenna.com or boogiestreet.com, we're going to have a set of photo albums online. They're going to have everyone that gets the shirt. We're encouraging them to please email me pictures of them wearing it. I just want to see the Boogie Street Army, all the Boogie Troopers. I just want to see it, man. I just want to start it again. In some weird way, I want to start it again.
I just thought of something.
Here we go. Kids that need shoes, baby.
Shoes. Shoeless kids in the rainforest that read books that need shirts.
Wait.
It's just going sideways, man.
You said shoeless children in the
rainforest that read
books who need shirts.
Shoeless and shirts.
Covers it all, man.
Yep.
Books, shirts, and shoes.
And they live in the rainforest.
All I was trying to do was announce that Boogie Street clothing is kind of somewhat coming back, and we're excited about it.
Yes, we are.
And we've had people that have been begging for me to do something, and I've always heard you, and it's flattering beyond words. I just wasn't able to deliver. We tried on me and kind of like leave a bunch of samples and then just kind of disappear off the face of the earth. And we settled with a great printer in Pittsburgh, and we're going to do some special stuff, high quality stuff. And I am
it's
really
soft
excited.
as touch.
Yeah, it's soft. And well, if the sell through is as good as I think it'll be, and we're going to celebrate our Pittsburgh heritage, and we're also going to look back at some of the designs, the T-shirt designs that we might have like toyed with initially that were rejected for one reason or another.
I think the one was pierogi. It wasn't Brutus. It was like a pierogi.
So we're gonna have fun with it, man. We're gonna have fun for as long as there's an audience and people dig it. Who knows where these shirts will show up? Who they're worn by. But
hey, the original run, I'd see them all over Europe. Remember I went to a place in Dublin and but I go around everywhere. And
I'll never forget two moments. One, going to see you in Megadeth in 2011 in Pittsburgh. And I was backstage with you. You brought me back. And I remember looking out into the audience. And first time I ever met Willie Gee, the man who still needs a bobblehead, by the way. But I looked out into like the crowd and I spotted 4 Boogie Street T-shirts, probably in the first 20 rows, just me looking and surveying. How's that possible?
Yeah.
And then at Kiss shows, it was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like a thing.
Yeah.
You had people in Kiss gear, but like you would see all these Boogie Street T-shirts at concerts, and how flattering is that, right?
Absolutely.
So, again, it's just, it's for those who have been with us from the beginning. My goodness, there's so many folks. Mark Sanderson, Frank, our blood brother, in George down in Australia, Simon in the UK. It goes on and on. Don't want to leave anybody out, but people that have asked us repeatedly for us to bring back Boogie Street clothing, we're going to do it.
We'll do it.
Screw it. We're going to do it. Look forward to it. Anyways, back to you.
Not me.
Yeah. So how is the tour, Fred?
I love it.
I know besides you loving it, like what
I'm happy.
I saw some shows that were done in the rain.
Oh my God. So it's either ungodly hot or ungodly wet. And sometimes it's even both. But it's summertime and an outdoor stadium show. It rains, folks.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
The fans didn't seem to be having a problem with it.
No, we're getting through there. We haven't had any real problems with the rain. I mean, yeah, it sucks when you're out there playing in the rain and the thunder and lightning, because if it's thundering and lightning, you have to stop for a little bit. And there was a couple shows, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
a hazard.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
and it's like you have to stop for like 15 minutes.
Where's the 70s when you need them?
Yeah, right. But yeah, man, it's hot, it's rainy, and it's a rock and roll show, and it's some of the best bands from the '80s. You got Joan Jett, Poison, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and then Motley Crue and Def Leppard flip flop every other day. There's a opening band called Classless Act. They're pretty good too. They got a good sound. Nice kids. The whole package is incredible.
The stage looks insane.
It really is. And the stage is, it's a great fun stage show, and there's no roller coasters or anything like that. But I can give that away. But it's been great. It's my dream job, and I'm working with the guy that got me that I wanted to play. That was my inspiration. It's just like and to be out there, and they're all such good guys, cool guys, and then have a great boss. And when they called me for this gig, I smiled. I think for the first time in like years, and I don't think I've quit smiling.
Right on.
So
right on.
But everything's rolling into place.
I saw some footage, just like maybe a minute clip or whatever. I don't know what song it was, but it was a close up. Man, Mick Mars is fucking killing it, man.
Oh, dude,
it's unbelievable. I never thought he was like that. It's unbelievable.
True Motley Crue fans know that Mick can play, and
no, he can really play.
Yeah, he's everybody's great on this, man. Yeah. Tommy, God bless him, he's got broken ribs.
How's his ribs?
They're healing up. I mean, he's playing every show. So
no, he's no longer like just splitting duty. He's playing full shows.
Yeah, Cafello's. I think he left in Charlotte, which was one of their. Yeah, Tommy came back. He's been playing the whole show.
Damn, I didn't know that.
And that's really sticking it out, man. He's a trooper. They all are, man. Figure Mick's sick. Everybody's doing great. I'm looking forward to the second half of the tour. We're home on a little break right now. And the second half's just going to rock, man.
So, come on, man. Give me something. Where are you? Are you guys going overseas? Are you guys going to like do other things?
Man, I know that I get done sometime in September.
Right on.
That's it. And that's, I'll go out with TSO in October, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
you
can squeeze me in for a couple podcasts.
Of course, but there's got to be a demand for this show internationally.
Oh man,
there's got to be.
It's a good show.
Think.
I mean, start to finish, it just rocks.
The bands seem to get along too. Huh?
Oh yeah, everybody's great. I really enjoy watching Poison, man. And Cece's shredding it, man.
Yeah, how about that? I didn't think he had it like that either. I'm like amazed.
They all came to play. Everybody's out there playing, and it's I don't even know. I never even figured out the hours. So 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock, 7 hours of music, and it's nonstop entertainment. It's probably it is the best ticket out there this year.
Yeah,
by far.
It's the most bang for the buck.
I was just those are the exact words that I was just going to use. Bang for the buck, because you get 5 bands.
Yeah,
and they're all good.
Yeah.
So,
do you think people are just really enjoying it because they're like, we're finally back living like some normal semblance of life, and we're together and we're ingesting music,
and it's fun music, and it's music from our past when we were young, and it's got to appeal.
I'm young, Fred,
and so all these, it's great to be able to get out there, outside, see a real rock show, and just. I'm happy. I smile. That's all I do is smile.
I'm not used to seeing you smile like this much, anyways. Even during the UFO show, like a while back, you were like giddy almost. I'm not used to seeing this with you.
Yeah, right.
Nothing to bitch about.
Well, that's I can still bitch. I'm just not going to. Kind of toned it down a little bit.
All right, so differences. What do you see out there that's different in 2022 on this tour what looks different? Audiences look any different?
Yeah. The one thing about this is it's still COVID protocols. Yeah. We still don't have anybody backstage, which is great. And
true confessions.
It is
rock and roll guitar tech.
It really is, and because you're concentrating on work, you don't have to worry about getting sick. You don't have to worry about getting COVID, and you go back to your bus and sleep. You know what I found out, folks? I used to stay up all night for days drinking with my buddies and having good time and telling rock and roll stories. You know, like to do now. Sleep.
Because you're old.
It's the most wonderful thing in the world. Sleep. And you know what's fucked up? Was I tell people, I said, they're like, you out there partying, man? I'm like, no, man. I go to my bunk. I'm the first one in my bunk, and they're like, you said you were the first one in your bunk on TSL. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm on the first one in my bunk on this too. I get in, I go to bed because I discovered something new. It's not vodka or Jack Daniels or Jägermeister. It's called sleep. And it's the most, I'm telling you, there's nothing better than it. You know, I used to have fun, you know, polishing off a bottle of Jack, you know, sitting around telling stories and being obnoxious, kicking out bus windows, tearing up hotel rooms. Now, those beds I used to throw around, sleep. I sleep in them. It's amazing. And I love it. And I'm happy.
Yeah, obviously.
But the tour again, you know, getting back to the question, it is still different because, you know, back in the day, like you'd have your friends up there. You know, I could bring people. You know, it's not like that on this. You know, and it's very, very business, and I like it because my boss is very, very business. We go in there and you know, he treats me great. You know, we laugh, we have fun, we go out and do the show, come back, see you tomorrow, and that's, you know, and it's rock and roll. You know, I go on a bus, go to bed, get up, eat, you know, and this is how it should have been for 22 years. It's, if I would have had this back in the day, I would have been happy.
Yeah. And I mean, is it a situation where the industry has grown up in regards to the way it operates, more business-like now, or has the participants, quote-unquote, grown up or gotten older, or there's more money at stake now as opposed to before? I mean, is it a combination of all of it? What do you think?
It's a combination of all of it, man. It really is. We're all older. We're all wiser. We all like our naps. And and I like making money. And
of course.
And if I'm buying Jack Daniels, that means I'm spending money
and making bad decisions.
I want to rearrange this room one more time, and
with super glue.
But you know, it's a business. People see it's a business. It's a money making thing. It's a health thing.
Oh, certainly.
You know, and things are rolling, man. And
waking up sober on the road's got to be a hell of a lot easier than living in a state of complete delusion. Dude, you know, drunken delusion, right?
You know, and that's the thing. I never got hangovers, and that was always the thing.
That's a problem.
That's what I always said. I had no repercussions, so I'd see these guys like, what'd you do to me last night? My head hurts, and I'm sitting there going, what do you mean, man? I got another bottle right here, you know.
Because you consistently had hair of the dog 24/7.
Yeah, and that was it, you know. But you see all the guys I work for and all my friends, they all sobered up. And I think I'm the last one. I'm not saying I'm totally sober. I'll have a beer here and there, or beer. I have a beer when I come here because that's all he's got. But
sorry, I don't even drink this. Sure, I got a whole refrigerator stocked of this stuff.
But yeah, man, I'm not hanging out in bars. I'm not hanging out, and so I guess I'm the last guy to, you know, I'm the last guy to quit.
I don't know. I haven't seen you. Well, let me see. I haven't seen you really partake in any hard liquor in a long time.
Nah, you know, it's all. I grew up.
I guess.
It's not that I got older.
Well, let me ask you this about the crowds. I mean, you know, looking out in the crowds, there are a lot of middle-aged, late middle-aged people.
Late middle-aged.
Hush.
Now, when I went to Journey, it was like, you know, wow, because Journey was in the 70s. I'm like, a lot of gray hairs, man. I look out in this thing, I'm like, man, I'm 53. Then you got to realize the guys in all the bands are in their 60s. So when we were kids going to see the Rolling Stones, this is this next generation's Rolling Stones up there on stage.
You're pretty accurate there.
And I'm just like, wow, man, I'm getting old.
You're pretty accurate there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing the Stones when I was 18.
And thinking, look at all those old fucks in the audience.
Yep. And that's what's, but it's great. But I relate to the music, so it's.
So check this out. So you saw the Stones. I'm guessing that was the Steel Wheel tour of '89.
I saw them.
And then you saw the Voodoo Lounge tour in '94.
Saw Steel Wheels. I saw Voodoo Lounge.
So you would have been 18 on the Steel Wheels tour, and I would have been about like 22. Yeah. And I remember saying to myself, man, look at those dudes in the Izod sweaters and the chino pants.
Exactly, man.
But they got the good seats because they got real jobs and they can afford the good seats. But
hey, you know what? You know what those tickets probably cost back then?
$60.
Yeah, I was just going to say 60, 70.
Yeah, well, I went to the stadium show and sat way up in Peanut Heaven in '89.
Yeah,
that. Was it? Yeah, and that show cost me. I want to say it was like $29.
Yeah, man,
something.
and that was breaking the bank.
You know what? I did find an interesting ticket. I found my Kiss reunion tour tickets from '96, and I had really good seats the first night and average seats the next night. But I had really good seats, and I think I paid, and it was Kiss now, mind you, But I think in '96 I paid like $32.
Yeah, I remember
seeing
it. I saw Motley in probably '85, and the ticket was $9.
Yeah,
they're floor seats.
I can beat you. I have in my 1980 Rush Permanent Waves album tour, and it was a $9 seat, but it was like ground level.
Yeah, you got ripped off for that, man. I wouldn't pay $9 to see them. Holy hell.
One of the best freaking bands in history. But yeah, and then I saw the next year and it went up to $950.
Yeah, right.
Now it's hundreds of dollars.
Oh,
but
yeah,
you know what? The artists aren't making any money on music. I mean, they got to do it touring. So
absolutely.
I get it.
And the cost of touring, man.
I get it, man.
To get a show like this out there with I don't even know how many trucks we have, 20, and the buses and the people and what you got, the overhead costs, and now the price of shipping. I don't see how these cats are making money. It's a huge tour. I don't see how anybody's making money.
They got to be making money.
They have to be making money, but
hopefully
it's hard.
The swag and stuff like that. I hope they're selling a shit ton of merch. I'm hoping that's the case. But I haven't seen any clips online of Joan Jett. How's she sounding?
She's great, man. Every day she throws down. She goes up.
Just goes up and kicks ass.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah. I saw her back in the day, man. I saw her in '87. And, she still plays with that energy that she had.
So Joan Jett, she goes all the way back to the Pistols. I got photos of Johnny and those cats in England in clubs with a young Joan Jett.
When she was with Runaways.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a while ago. Shit.
It's a long time ago, Eric. We're getting old.
Yeah. 1970 was 52 years ago.
Yeah. 1969 was 53.
It was your birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Man, that's just hard to believe.
Yep.
So the crowds. So how do the crowds react at an older age as opposed to what?
My God, you'd think
they go nuts.
Yeah, you think they're still kids, and it's great. They get into it, dude. I got some gray-haired guy going, "Throw me a pick, bro. Throw me a pick." I'm like, that's shit that I did when I was 18. Come on, man. Come on, give me a stick. Give me a pick. I need a set list. I'm like,
that is freaking.
Yeah, you get the women flashing you. They're like, because it's down there. You know what I mean? It's just like, I had to do that.
Grandma titties.
Yeah,
that's horrible. That's horrible.
What's your bra size? 38 long.
Oh man, that's bad. That's bad.
Man.
But I don't know. To me, it's still rock and roll, right?
Oh, dude, it's great.
I love the fact that each, no one's giving out a cheap set. A full set from both bands, the headliners, and then a good undercard set from both of those bands.
And that's what I was just going. And it's a all-star hit cavalcade of rock and roll hits and whatever from the 80s. Every song's a hit. You know every song. You're like,
Let me ask you this. So a little bit about the intricacies of how this works. So the Motley Crue has their crew, you and those cats up there, and then Def Leppard has their crew. Are there any folks traveling with you guys that, whether it's sound related or whatever, that actually work the entire show?
Yeah, that's like a universal crew that, there's the
Carpenters
systems,
and things like that?
stuff like that. They work for everybody.
But what about the sound aspect of it? Does each band have their own
each
sound
band has their
engineers?
own guy, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like a festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a traveling festival. Huh.
And what's great is being traveling. I wasn't even thinking about it. I do it every other time. And for the beginning of this tour, I'm like, don't fuck it up. So I wasn't really like, sitting around going, you're in the Dolphins stadium. Take a picture of you in, where the Dolphins play. Hey,
You don't think they're doing any of that shit, do you?
no, sometimes I do. I do it like TSO in the hockey stadiums and shit like that. But I'm all excited. I'm playing like, oh, look, I'm in, Tiger Stadium or whatever they call them now. And I'm like, wait a second. I haven't been taking pictures of any of this
Where
stuff.
you are.
Yeah. And so, I'm in Wrigley Field. I'm walking around Wrigley Field.
I just can't believe you're also, during the time that you're actually working too, you also got your Nikon with you.
Yeah.
That's insane. How are you managing that?
Because I'm that good. And, no, man, I was sitting there and I snapped off a couple shots of the guys on stage, and I showed them to Nikki. He's like, "Man, why don't you bring your camera out?" I'm like, "Can I?" He goes, "Yeah, of course." So I brought my camera out, and I'm able to shoot like the girl from Poison. She's like, "Yeah, shoot Poison during the set." She goes, "They're cool about it, dude." I get these great pictures of Cece. He places.
That's an angle that no one really ever gets.
And that's what I always say. That's from my point of view. And that's why a lot of the shots are from the back. But if you go back and
with the audience in the background.
But you get to see like the classic little one that I did back in the day of Elfson standing there in that festival in Paris and the sun's coming through the cloud. But that's my angle. That's how I see the world.
That's your view.
That's my view.
Fred's view.
Of the side of
There's
the
a coffee table book there for you.
There is a
Fred's
coffee table.
view,
and that's views from Stage Wrong. So yeah,
Stage Wrong, right or wrong.
It's yeah, man. So I've been but I have all these shots, and they always seem to be.
Nikki's a photographer himself.
Yeah, Nikki's a photographer, and he's got some great shots, man. He's got photo books out, and so he's like, "Bring your camera on." I'm like, "Can I?" Yeah, of course. So I did.
How cool is that?
It's awesome.
I mean, you probably don't have a lot of time to shoot because you got so much going on.
Yeah,
literally,
I pick it up and I snap off a couple, and then I'm back to work. It's not like I'm like
yeah.
But it's just like I snap what I can get. So if it's set wrong for the lighting conditions,
could you like go down in the pit and shoot like the Joan Jett show and all that stuff? Could you if you wanted to?
I could probably ask, but I never have. I mean, I'm during the Joan Jett show.
You're prepping.
Yeah, I'm prepping with Nikki, or I'm doing his the VIP stuff.
Got it. Oh yeah. Okay.
So it's awesome. So that cuts into my time that way. I'm able to get Poison. I've never asked to shoot Def Leppard. I imagine I could if I wanted to, but again, that's my prep time. So
got it. Just getting ready.
Yeah.
All right. We'll ask you some specific stuff here.
Oh.
Do you change the strings?
Yes.
Every show?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Now, here's what I do. Some songs he only plays, like he'll play the bass one time. There's some that he plays, 5 songs. And what I do is every other day I change 3. And then every day he has cell basses, and I change those. But so I do about 5 a day. And he has 10 basses, so it comes out to be 5 and 5.
Okay.
It keeps me busy, man. I mean, it's
it's a shit ton of work. But what is the rationale? Because as a guitar player, as you know, you put new strings on an instrument. Takes a little while to beat them into submission and get them stretched out before they'll kind of set in place. I mean, this has been my experience. I mean, so I would think it'd actually be hampering you to have to replace them every day and go through that stretching process and all that bullshit. So what's the rationale? Are you afraid that the string is going to get beaten up so bad during a show that it's going to like?
Well, here's the thing with about this summer tour. We're outside in the rain and humidity.
Got it.
And it just kills.
Got it.
Sometimes they're snappy. Sometimes it's
they dull them out.
Yeah, it does. It really does. But I don't know if you know this. Check this out. When did what like 2005 Boogie Street when I came over there?
2004.
2004.
Almost 2003.
2004. So I've been working here since 2004. And he's going to ask me about changing strings.
I am going to ask you, like, for a stage setup.
Yeah. It's but yeah, man, the humidity it dulls them out. They're snappy. Like I would play them in my club. You know, I would if it was up to me, because I don't change my strings. I change everybody else's strings, but I won't change my own strings.
Well, if it was all indoor gigs, would you change them as frequently?
I probably would.
Okay.
I actually would, because I want the best show out there, and I know that if I change those strings, oh man, my strings, I don't go out of tune. Knock on wood. That's Zach used to try to get him out of tune. I mean, it's short of dropping the thing on the floor, it's not going to go out of tune.
Well, I know Fran would always say that he changed Paul Stanley's guitar strings every show.
Yeah,
every guitar, every show, and I never really understood that.
Now, when I did Zach and Ozzy and Black Label went on first, I would change them between, and he only played for 5 songs. But as soon as he would touch them, they would tarnish and they'd go dead.
Acidic sweat.
Yeah.
Right?
And so every day I had to do it. And, like I said, for Nikki, sometimes he plays it just for one song. I can let that go for a couple of days. But I've changed about 5 a day. I find, if I do this and this, it's.
Is it just to ensure that they're brighter? They sound better?
For me, that is. That's my preference.
I understand.
So I'm going to give you the best.
He's playing Schecter basses right now, right?
And they're awesome. My God, I just bought one.
You guys use colored strings on there?
No.
DR was doing that for a couple years.
DR was doing that. We were using
that. Still around?
Yeah, they are. I bought some at NAMM a couple years ago. For
red and black and yellow.
Well, I had a rainbow set for those rainbow bases that I built. Those sparkly bases I built. And so I got rainbow. Like each string was a different color.
Oh, no shit.
So it matched the basis. So it's pretty cool. We're using SIT strings for Nikki.
Okay.
And same kind of stuff we do for Elson. SIT took care of me then. They're taking care of us now.
So what else is in the food chain? What's he playing through? Are we allowed to say?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why.
What's the base?
Ampegs.
Okay.
Schecters and Ampegs.
Okay.
And I mean it's a nice little rig, and I put some cabinets in the thing, and we're ready to rock and roll. Go up there, and it's so wonderful to play every day in a stadium. There's nobody out there looking at me playing.
Let's talk about stadium.
There's nobody out there watching me play. All the seats are empty, but I'll go up there. I do it with everybody, whether it's indoors, outdoors. But I walk the stage just to make sure there's no dead spots, and it's just like.
And of course, it's wireless, right?
Yeah,
There's no
and
analog cables anywhere.
Yeah, so I just walk around and it's just like pretty cool view.
Just like doing a stadium tour is kind of like doing a festival gig every day.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I read somewhere they're like averaging almost 40,000 tickets.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, people have been waiting for 2 years.
Yep. And and a lot of people are saying it's worth the wait. I tell people, get your tickets now. If there's tickets available, you're not going to want to miss it. If you're on the fence, go see it.
So let me ask you this. So again, I'm just looking into a crystal ball, and I don't want you to even speculate. Let me ask you some procedural things. So if they were going to do something in the winter, could this whole arrangement be done like in large arenas across the country? Like, could the stages fit in there? Could they be modified? That's a pretty big stage, man.
It's a big stage, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I imagine they they would have an alternate thing. I mean, every
they might not carry 4 bills, like
Yeah.
4 bands maybe, but I mean,
Yeah.
they they could go out with Def Leppard or go out by themselves or something.
Of course,
But that show could translate to an arena environment.
Yeah, it probably if needed be. Yeah, but I'll be with TSO so in the winter, and then I'm gonna retire.
I understand, Fred. I'm not putting you in a spot. I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking questions. Yeah, man. So you've been home for a week now?
Yeah,
About a week?
somewhere around there. You know what I did for the first couple days? Slept. You know, actually, that's a lie. So check this shit out. I'm on eBay,
Oh no.
and I'm just
Oh no.
going on eBay.
Didn't we have a talk about that?
I know it's my weakness. You know, I quit drinking. I got all this money now, and
For a week.
yeah, and they had just happened to be a little. What's it called? Pelham blue. What's the color of the blue?
Oh, Pelham Blue.
Pelham blue. They had a Pelham blue Nikki Sixx Schecter. I bought it. I'm like, I got it. So I've been waiting to get home on this tour.
Pretty cool.
I've been waiting to play this bass. So I get home, and I'm the only one home. I've got the house to myself. You know, I've been playing till like 4 a.m, and that's the truth. I mean, I sat and I've got the, I have the perfect Nikki Sixx tone, and I just sit there and I play, and then I realize it's 4 a.m. It's like really 4 a.m, and I'm like, wow, man, you know, just one more song and then I'll go to bed. Yeah, and then the next night it was 2 a.m, and then I'm just like, wow, man, it's already 2, and I'm sitting there playing, but I'm having fun playing. That's all I've been doing. I've been playing, and here's the other thing too. I'm working on guitars when I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I sit around and bitch, I ain't touching another guitar. And I'm like, I've got this Les Paul all stripped down.
You should see his garage, by the way.
And but it's I've got all this I'm happy. And I want to play. I want to touch my instruments. I want to play my stuff. And you know, and that's what I've been doing.
This is new for you.
Yeah,
You
because I
haven't
don't
really had this for a while.
Yeah, because I haven't. I get home and I don't want to touch a guitar. Yeah, I had a Les Paul. I was getting all done. I stripped it down. I was cleaning things. I've got to set the new bass. You know, and it's just everything's great. I'm happy.
Do you know? Remember Chewy, right?
Yep.
I think he's working out of Schecter.
Is he really?
I think he's the painter out of Schecter.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I got a special order for him.
He actually reached out to me, and I'm going to connect you to. Yeah, but
yeah, please do. I got a special order.
I think he's going to. Yeah, you two guys got to connect for sure because he certainly did unbelievable work for us.
Yes, he did.
And he's out of Schecter, living out in California, enjoying the California lifestyle. But he's like a painter at Schecter.
That's awesome.
And he's like a legend in guitar.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
You know, I would say Chewy's got certainly the stuff he did for us, and not just for us, but for stuff he did for Dimebag and for Paul Stanley, for lots of artists that came through the Washburn stable, and probably I think he's been with Schecter for quite a few years now. So
Had no idea.
Didn't know that?
I have a special bass that I want done.
There you go, Chewy. If you're listening to this, buddy, I'm going to make the connection because he reached out last week to me. I think.
Awesome.
Said, when you see Freddie, tell him. So cool.
Yep, I got a bass I want painted.
There you go. See how I make shit happen, Fred. That's what I do here, man. All right, so you're going back out, and that tour wraps up when? September sometime?
I make the face because I've turned into the cliche, the rock and roll cliche.
Meaning?
I don't know where I'm at.
What day?
I don't know what day of the week
What
it is.
city?
I don't know what city I'm in. I literally... You know what's funny?
But you know where the catering tent's at.
No, actually, I don't. They're because I've turned into the cliche, and people go, "That's bullshit." Yeah, I mean, no, I don't know where I'm at. I get up and I go, "Where are we at?" You know, the other day coming out of Denver, they're like, "All right, so we'll get your flight info. Where are we at?" You're going home tomorrow. And I'm like, oh. And I really just, I literally, I get up, roll off the bus, and go into the venue. And
so you flew home from Denver?
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that airport kind of sketch?
Yeah.
Do we need to do a whole UFO show on the Denver airport?
Oh, I can do it. Yeah. I
heard there's some crazy shit going on.
It's it was more sketch back in the day, but now they have it buried. They have the underground bases and tunnels buried, but the coffins are still there. Anyway, but yeah, so but that's just it. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know. I do know when Monday is, because the guy will call me. Are you coming to get your PDs? I'm like, what day is it? It's Monday. There you go. I'm on my way right now. That's the only time you'll see me run to the production office, because it's too far. It's a baseball stadium. So we play in the outfield, and figure the locker rooms are at home plate. So if I want to go anywhere, I have to walk all the way around. Guess whose lazy ass is not going to walk around in 101 degree heat?
They don't have golf carts for you guys?
No. No.
You can't. I mean, there's got to be golf carts out there somewhere.
Well, there's golf carts, but, if you have the reputation I had with trashing golf carts with Zach, you get none. But that was 22 years ago. Nope. I don't care. Nope. No golf cart for you. But yeah, we're Crue guys. We're not privy to golf. I do sometimes hitch a ride with catering. They'll come by and I give them the set. They're like, we got your water. I'm like, you going back by the dressing rooms?
I'll hang on for dear life.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's man, I'm happy.
Oh God,
I really am, man. And I'm gonna go home when I get out of here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play. You know what's funny is I learned Motley Crue songs. Like I knew them like years ago,
but now you really know them.
Well, now I know them inside now. Yeah, it's just like it's like it's like.
So what is it to that where fans never get the songs really quite right, and then you get close to a band and you start to realize, oh, that's how it's played.
Well,
there's something to that.
I always had it right, but he has all these little underlying licks, and it's the way he does it, And some fans get it, Like I had my buddies were into Van Halen, and they would just nail everything. For me, it's a matter of like I watch them, dude. I was like, I geeked out so bad.
Of course you did.
And I watched him play. I watched because if I play it in this position and he's playing it in that position, then that's a whole different.
Of course, it's a different voicing,
and that's exactly So you just pick up little different things, man. And it's just. And again, I like to learn, and I'm learning a ton of stuff, man. It's so, like I said, I come back, go to the room, and I sit around and I play. So,
yeah, there's something to that. Like I think in our generation initially, before, tabs were very young in their existence, but you could only play by ear, and oftentimes fans would play something close to what the actual recordings, but it was hard to actually see unless you got a good visual of what the artist is playing.
Because we didn't have YouTube back then.
Case in point, like I remember being at NAMM in 2008, and we were coming out of a meeting with Paul and some guitar stuff we were doing. We're walking out, and he grabbed a Washburn acoustic as he's talking to me and a couple other people, and he starts noodling on it. And I said to him, hey, any chance you show me the real way to play? Got to choose. And he just played it, and then I watched the chord voicing, and I'm like, see, that's why it sounds right when he plays it, but I don't hear it when I play it. It's because it's a little nuances. Of course it is. So unless you're seeing and getting it right from the artist, it's hard to say you know it exactly right. But it's so good when you get it. You're like, that's how he did it.
Exactly. I mean, that's part of the fun is sitting in the room now that I've seen him play it, and I know, and I'm like, oh,
right.
Because now I'm hearing like little underlining things,
of course,
that he may play live or whatever, and it's just like, or he plays different live, and it's just like, yeah. So I'm having fun. Did I mention I'm having fun? I'm happy.
Yeah, man. That's like,
but to see these guys every day up close, to see CC play up close. Somebody took lessons. Holy hell, man! He shreds, and he's amazing, man. He was great back then, but
He takes his craft very seriously.
Dude, he
now.
does, and he's out
That's
there.
how I feel about Mick.
And
It's
he's thrown down. Mick, Mick's,
it's unbelievable.
Mick, to me, Mick's always been solid.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. To me, Mick's always been solid, and but to see all these guys playing, Vivian play, up close.
But he always the beast.
And what's great because he's on my side, and he's got this cute little dog, and the dog sits on the workbox, and he's got little earphones. And it's just like
that's nuts.
Yeah, dude.
Take a picture of that.
It's on. It's on.
Like a little Chihuahua.
No, I don't know what he is. Oh, his name's Stu. It's somewhere on
That's
Instagram.
cool as shit.
Yeah, but he's got these cool earmuffs. He just chills, man. It's Rockstar Stu or something like that. It's Viv's dog, and but it's great. And I'll tell you
He's
what,
been
man.
with that band a long time now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And what's great is the techs out there. These guys are the legends, of these guys. But Tom Weber's out there with Cece. He was like Van Halen's guy. He was Cece's guy. You got Aiden Mullen. You've got Scott Appleton. For these cats are like. I geek out. Bobby O's on mix tech, dude. These are the cats that when I was young,
right?
I was like, wow, check. These guys
and
are
that's
cool.
why you're never going to retire, because you're going to end up being like that.
I try to show kids stuff all the time. I don't think they listen to me. I tell them, look, don't drink, don't do drugs, stay in school. Not everybody listens.
It's a different world now, pal.
Yeah. It's like, shut up, you old fuck, get out of here. You fucking tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
Yeah, I'm just personally glad that you've got a great boss, and it's working out great. The band seems tight as shit. Def Leppard sounds amazing too. I mean, these are video clips that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But the stage looks really badass.
It was great.
It looks badass.
When we went out to rehearsals, you can't take pictures. You can't, and it was just like, this looks badass. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, but I've seen it somewhere before. I'm like, I was wondering. And they, the big blow up things. I'm like, I've seen this somewhere before.
Stones did that, right?
No, it's my Salvador Dali. It to me, it reminds me of my Salvador Dali, and I'm like, holy hell, this is even better now. I'm happy, but yeah. So I was just like, wow. So it's like it's artistic, and you have visual happiness. You've got musical happiness. Fred's happy, so
it's just cool to see Motley Crue with sober members, articulate, because they're just, I think they're more badass that way.
Yeah.
I mean, they build off that legend of just insanity, but now they're orchestrating in a way that's sober right now, which I think is just so badass.
Yeah. I had to get sober. I'm not going to go out there and jeopardize it. No, yeah. Long gone are the days of going out there with Zach. Dude, bro, there's a bottle of Jack Daniels.
He's been sober for 12 years.
He's been sober for a long time, man. He's great to talk to, too. All the things that we talked about drunk back in the day, he's doing them, but he's doing them sober. He's making little videos.
Funnier now,
it's just
probably.
like, exactly. So, I mean, but it's good. And like I said,
did you ever run into any of the old Crew? Like, you seen Tim Bolin anywhere? Have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen Bolin. Now he was out with Kid Rock. I was at a Crowbar concert a couple years. I saw Fred, the old drum tech, and shit like. It's just it's a small little world.
Yeah.
And some people drop off by the wayside.
Whatever happened to Craig Nunemacher? Nunemacher.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was a pretty powerful drummer.
He was an awesome drummer.
I was thinking about him the other day. Yeah, it's just it's funny though. But in your realm, a lot of you guys meet each other, either work together. You work on similar tours, then you go away for a while, then you somehow reconnect with different bands, and it's like a fraternity.
Well, that's what it is. It's the festival season in Europe. You can see all it's like summer camp. Yeah, it's summer camp. And that's what Ozfest was.
Summer camp.
You get together for summer camp. You're going out there for 2 months. It's summer camp. You're going to go get drunk. You're going to sit around. You're going to party, have a good time, tell stories, and and then in
summer campfire though.
Summer's over. Summer's over, and then you got to go home. And it's go back to your wives, back to your kids. It's like, oh, damn,
your wives and your lives.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I'm just glad to see you're happy.
Did I mention I was happy?
Yeah, he did mention that.
Yeah. It's.
So when are we realistically going to see you again? How many weeks?
I'll see you in September.
Okay, I guess we're going to line up some additional podcasts before you go out again and do your thing or whatever your
Yeah,
plans
I probably
are.
won't.
Who knows?
You know what I'm thinking about doing?
Here we go.
Coming back in September. I'm taking a vacation.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Right? You know what I did in February? Because I came out and it was fucking freezing. I'm like, fuck yes, I'm out here. And I went fishing. Mm-hmm. I've discovered fishing. Oh my God. I went fishing on. It's relaxing.
I'm shocked.
Except for when I got chased around the boat by these people that if you get trapped on a boat, if you go out there with the intention of fishing and having a good time, I hope it happens for you. When you're me, no. You get these crazies that chase you around the boat and want to talk to you. It's just not. It's like, what the fuck? And the first time I went fishing, I went I did the morning session and I did the evening session.
Okay.
This last time I went out, I did night fishing.
Night fishing.
I went night fishing.
Okay.
And because we got in town so late, and the only thing I could get was a boat. It was, I think it started at like 7 or 8 or something like that, and it went to like 12 or 1, and you're out on the ocean. It's pitch fucking black out there, man, and it's just like you're out there. It's like, holy fuck. You can see the
sharks and shit out there.
You could see the coast. So check this shit out. That's what I was getting to. So I'm out there, and I go out there and have fun. I'm sitting out there I just throwing a line. Oh, look, it took my bait. I'm really not actually trying
into it.
I'm not trying to catch anything. I'm just out there riding the wave going, thank God I'm not in a hotel room right now. And, I just did, the guys in NXS, they're like, oh, mate, you should try deep sea fishing. And I had a buddy on the one tour, and they're like, you need to go deep sea fishing. Try it. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. So when I finally did it, I liked it. But so I did this night thing, and I started catching some fish. So now it's fun, and nobody's chasing.
You're addicted.
And nobody's chasing me around the boat saying, hey, man, are you? I'm like, yeah. But so it's dark. Nobody can really see me. So I'm up in the front of the boat, and I'm catching like some decent fish, man. You're reef fishing. They take you out to the reef, so you're not like catching, like a tuna. You're catching
swordfish.
You're swordfish.
Swordfish.
From what's that? Animal crackers. So, you're catching like Finding Nemo shit. And so I'm catching some like decent fish, and the ones I got are legal because the guy goes, hey man, you gonna throw that back or can I have it? I'll take it to the restaurant. And what's cool is you get fish you can eat. You can take them to your hotel or a restaurant and they'll cook your fish. And that's what a lot of these people do. So evidently I caught some good fish. This guy goes, oh man, this is a great fish. I'm like, all right, take it, man. So I'm enjoying myself. I was happy that I'm fishing. And I'm relaxing, and what's great about being out on your phone's off. It's just,
There's no coverage.
Yeah, well, there's some coverage, but I just turn it off. I'm fishing, and I could just disappear, and it was awesome, and I had fun, and I'm fishing, and I'm catching fish, and it's really fun when you're catching fish, and I've got something, and I'm pulling on it. And I'm reeling it in. I can feel it. There's some weight to it. The next thing I know, the pole goes, and it bends over, and it's going. I'm in a reef. It's not Nemo, and it's and they're like, wow, man, you got something big, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And so I'm sitting there, and I must have. It always seems like a lifetime, but it was probably 2 minutes of trying to fight this fish, and then the line just goes slack. I'm like, fuck. I knew it's off.
What do you think it was?
Well, I start pulling, and there's something still on the line. And I pull. This is no joke. I had pictures of it on my Instagram, in my story. So I'm reeling this thing in. And the guy I go, what the fuck is this? And I reach out to touch it. This guy goes, don't touch it. He's like, yo, don't touch it. And I got my hand, and it's in my hand, and it was a long. It was probably 18 inches, 2 foot long, and it looked like a sea centipede or a sea millet. It had all these little things. Now, what's fucked up about this is I saw somebody in North Carolina. Now, let me digress. They caught one in North Carolina, and they'd never seen it before. So we're on the boat, and I pull it in, and he goes, don't touch it. I'm like, why? He's like, it's sting you. I'm like, I already had my hand on it. It didn't sting me. And so I'm pulling this thing in, and it's got these little legs, and it's like, yeah, and it's ugly as fuck. It looks like a long worm. And they have a marine biologist on the boat, and he comes over and he goes, I've never seen that in my life. And that's what they said. That's what they said about this thing in North Carolina. They were like putting it on there. Says, had anybody ever seen one of these? Because I caught it. But the guy goes, I have no idea what it is. So you can tell when he's bullshitting. He's like, oh, that is, you caught yourself a tubeworm, and you must have pulled the tubeworm out of the tube, and we're just going to throw him back in the water here. No, I want to take a picture of him. No, we're going to get him back in there. Yeah. So, but what the one kid told me on the boat was, as I was pulling up whatever this thing is, a bigger fish must have got it. And because this thing had the hook in its mouth, it couldn't hook the fish. So the other fish, after a nice little 2-minute battle of me thinking, man, this is going to be the greatest thing ever, he spits it out, you know.
But you have no idea what the hell that thing is.
No, I had no idea. And then
it's probably an alien.
Yeah, well, I have pictures of it, but yeah, it was crazy. Like it had like 1,000 little legs on the side of it. It was flat. But
they don't know what's under there,
well,
man.
Exactly. Well, the dude's like, man, I'm a marine biologist. Let me see that. Oh, I have no idea what that is. I'm like,
only you, man.
But they caught one on, like I said, I saw they had a picture of it. It was like on Reddit or something like that. Does anybody know what this is? I'm like, yes, I caught one the other day. You know,
it's funny as shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we're gonna see you in a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, I'll be back.
Fred's going back out with the crew.
If I live, we'll see what happens. If I die from heat stroke or. You know, because this can't last. This is just a dream.
It's too good, right?
It's too good. I'm waiting for the bottom to fall out. You know, it's just like, Fred, wake up. You fell down the steps again. Fred.
I'm happy for you, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, friends. Fred Kowalo,
Eric McKenna.
Catch him out there on the crew.
We'll see you later.
Later on.
Nice.